Welcome to Marshfield for high school soccer. My name's Chris Conley. Hey, it's the second game in a row that I'll be seeing these Marshfield Tigers filling in for our soccer coverage on Zaleski Sports. It'll be the Marshfield Tigers against the SPASH Panthers. And as you see in our Zaleski Sports cameras, teams are coming out for the starting lineups to be introduced now. Let's introduce you to the goalkeepers. SPASH warmed up two of their keepers, and it looks like their starter will be the junior, Efren James Patino. He's wearing the bright green goalie kit. And it looks like the Marshfield Tigers, when we saw them on Monday, the Tigers split their two goalkeepers. In fact, we had Zach Meyer in the first half, and we had Kai Renz in the second half. And I see as Marshfield's coming out onto the pitch, Zach Meyer, the junior, is wearing the overcoat, so he's not the starter. It's the sophomore Kai Renz who played the second half. He's in the light blue, and he'll be the starting keeper for Marshfield.
Starting lineup for the Panthers. At goalkeeper, junior number 1, Efren James Patino Jr.
You see one by one the starters are coming forward. SPASH wearing the white kits with the black numerals. Marshfield is in the black with the white numbers. This is going to wrap up homecoming week for Marshfield. Big football game tomorrow. Well, the other kind of football. It'll be Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Tigers come into the football game on Friday in first place. They're perfect in Valley Football Association play. But Wisconsin Rapids, tomorrow's football homecoming game opponent, has played themselves into a meaningful game thanks to their 28-21 win over DC Everest last Friday. So the football game Friday night here in Marshfield is going to draw a huge homecoming crowd.
Panthers are coached by Derek Bell, assisted by...
We had a freshman high school football game on this field before tonight's soccer. Football ended around 6:30. And we transitioned from football field to soccer setup really, really fast. We appreciate that. So we're going to be starting on time. Opening whistle's going to sound right around 7 o'clock, just like it's supposed to.
Number 3, sophomore midfielder Landon Lee.
Now, we were joking up in the press box that I appeared to be the good luck charm for Marshfield because they were winners in the one other game that I did. That was the last time they played. They played on Monday and were 3-2 winners over Chippewa Falls. Marshfield didn't trail in that game, led 1-0, and then were tied 1-1. Led 2-1 on a penalty kick, and then were tied 2-2 early in the second half. And then in the 69th minute, Marshfield went on top for good. That was Matthew Uphoff's goal that was the game winner in that match on Monday. Marshfield was scheduled to play Rhinelander. Rhinelander's got something going on with their roster because Rhinelander's canceled a lot of their games. So the Tuesday match that was scheduled didn't go. And now here we go again on Thursday. The conference finale for both of these teams, Marshfield and SPASH, and will be underway in just a moment. First, the crowd in Marshfield comes to its feet for the national anthem.
End of the field for the playing of our national anthem.
A dramatic pause before the Star-Spangled Banner begins. The house rule is that our PA staff has to sing if they can't get this going in a few moments. Or we'll simply say the Pledge of Allegiance and salute the flag and get tonight's match underway. I will tell you this, the more modern the stadium, the more complicated the equipment is to get it to do what you want. And we've got a video board and a separate scoreboard over to the left end zone here. And, I'm old-fashioned. I remember the days when you'd pay the kids in free hot dogs and soft drinks to actually just hang the numbers on the wooden peg on the softball, on the scoreboard. And maybe there's something to be said for that. I know when I do baseball games, you see one of the modern high school baseball scoreboards? That looks like a box of tricks to me. It looks like the worst job in the entire press box. All right, we're told that we're getting ready for soccer. So as the teams come out onto the pitch, why don't we step out for our first commercial break after the Pledge of Allegiance? All right, getting ready for Marshfield and SPASH when we come right back on Zaleski Sports.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great childcare you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children stay, their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
All right, welcome back to Marshfield. We'll be underway in just a moment. I'm Chris Conley. Thursday night high school soccer. I was looking at our Zaleski sports schedule, and I believe we also have Marshfield volleyball coverage tonight. So take your pick, Tiger fans. Whatever your sport is, this is actually a meaningful game, although neither of these clubs will be conference champions this year. That belongs to D.C. Everest. They were winners Tuesday over Merrill and were undefeated in Valley Conference play. Evergreens won that match 7-0 up at Merrill High School. Wisconsin Rapids, which has only one loss to the first-place D.C. Everest Evergreens and one tie against De Pere. Wisconsin Rapids finishes second. SPASH comes in third place, 3-2. Marshfield is 2-3, and these teams would finish in a tie for third place depending on what happens tonight. And I'll tell you, just to my eyes, now I saw this Marshfield club for the first time on Monday. I thought Marshfield was a deserving winner over Chippewa Falls, won the match 3-2. And I thought that Marshfield dictated terms. We were chatting about this up in the press box just before we came on air. Well, here was an early run for SPASH that steered off to the side. We kind of agreed amongst ourselves as we were chatting about what happened on Monday. Marshfield won most of the 50-50 balls. They controlled the pace of play. And, a lot of times in soccer, if you dictate terms to your opponent, that's usually going to be a good result. And it was, 3-2. Marshfield still had to earn it. Winning goal didn't come till the later stages of the second half. And you know what? I was chatting with their coach on the field. Just a word or two with Jeff Moulter before we packed things up and went home on Monday. And obviously the Tigers are going to be below 500 for the season this year. But I thought the level of effort was good. I didn't think there was any quit in them. I mean, there's a non-conference game that they played on Monday. That sure, a win could move you up and a loss could move you down when we seed everyone for the tournament. But I thought that Marshfield's effort was good, played it like it was a game that counted, and indeed it did, and it counted for a victory. SPASH, meanwhile, in the opening couple of moments, has dictated terms here. And SPASH has accomplished a little bit more than Marshfield and has played bigger schools on their schedule. SPASH arrives 3 wins, 6 losses, and no ties overall. And they are 3-2 in conference play, so a loss brings them down to 500. Whereas the Tigers, with the Chippewa Falls win, improved to 4, 8, and 1 tie, 2-3 in conference play. So again, these teams finish in a tie for third place if the Tigers are winners tonight. SPASH would have third place all to themselves if they come out on top when we get ourselves to full time. Here we are 2 minutes in, and the Tigers have yet to move the ball into their part of the pitch. SPASH with a run here and numbers promising, shot too high. First look at the net for either side. That was Ian Anderson, Jr. Put that on goal, too tall. And one of the things that we like about tonight, this is a very, very comfortable evening to be playing. Now again, it's not full darkness yet. We're under the floodlights. This is going to be a little bit warmer tonight than it was on Monday. By the time we were packing up and heading out to the parking lot on Monday, it was chilly. SPASH again, chipped forward, trying to work a combination here. Deacon Yang is towards the center. See if SPASH can get it centered here. Ben Amernick into traffic, trying to get that to the edge of the small box. Out of danger for the time being, but SPASH still possesses. Ben Johnson from the wing. Now down low, SPASH trying to create from there. Tigers take it away. And SPASH kept that in on the touchline. Tigers, for the first time in a while, clear this over the center line of the pitch. So the early momentum belongs to Stevens Point. When SPASH plays at home, they play at the Portage County Soccer Complex, a really nice grass facility. So they'll have to adjust to playing on the synthetic here. Again, as we noted on Monday, even though the synthetic grass technology is much, much better than it used to be, the field still plays faster. Ball kind of skips along here, and they've been, this for football is an outstanding surface. In fact, they probably would tell you that the synthetic surface, here's a SPASH run. They've got a 2-on-2, Tigers trailing. Players taken down, that's going to be a foul. So tumbling down to the turf is Ben Amernick, and SPASH is going to be able to put something on goal from just outside the big box. Wow, if he was tackled down a stride or two forward, we'd have a penalty kick here. Tigers will set up a 4-man wall and a quick start, banged right off the wall on the restart. SPASH controls from the wing, tries to center this into the box. Marshfield unable to clear right now. SPASH player went down to his knees. That's going to cost him a chance. Further back, bouncing, headed towards the small box and out. Out of danger for the time being. Mayor Patel closest to it for the Tigers. Patel scored on the penalty kick, which gave the Tigers a 2-1 lead when they played on Monday. And I thought he was one of their more active players during the match. So you'll keep an eye on Patel when the Tigers possess the ball. This foul here is against Stevens Point. Five minutes in, no score. SPASH has dominated possession. Tigers play this off to the wing. This is the first promising chance that Marshfield's been able to develop for this match. Ball pinballs around there, and SPASH takes it back. Tigers have 3 defenders back, tangled up there. That's going to be a foul. Or just over the touchline. Yeah, just a throw in. No. Foul called and a kick there for SPASH. SPASH should be able to loft this into the big box if they wish. See how the Tigers line up their defense. Packing it in. Line drive. Ball is up. On the near side post and wide. A lot of traffic there. Again, Marshfield starting the bigger of the 2 keepers. Kai Renz is taller. Only a sophomore, though. And, the 2 reasons, one is obvious and one is not so obvious. Why you want a goalkeeper with height? Well, again, height lets you defend the high shots towards the crossbar. That should be obvious. But also, if you have a little more height, you're less likely to be screened when there's a lot of traffic. And I thought on the far side post there, a little bit of traffic for Kai Renz to have to see through and spot the ball. Going to play on through that? Yes, sir. SPASH again from the far wing. Tries to get this centered. Ben Johnson. Shot wide of the near side post. Not sure if that was a shot or just trying to bring it to that player who was streaking towards the near side post. SPASH still possesses. From traffic, shot there wide. Was put on by Tyler Falkavage. So the scoring chances early have come from a lot of different players for Stevens Point. And here we are about to enter the 8th minute of our match, 0-0. Zaleski Sports Soccer coverage is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Sign up for Fleet Rewards, get exclusive offers and deals, earn points, and save. 500 points equals a $5 reward, and it's free to sign up. Start earning points today. Everything you need in one stop at Fleet Farm. SPASH still possesses, although they play it back. A little bit of room there for Deacon Yang. Again, SPASH looks like they're willing to probe a little bit, push this forward, long ball. Gee, see, on the turf, that's a little bit of a more difficult ball to run down. Goes over the end line. SPASH is going to get a corner kick from the far side. SPASH plays this short and plays this back. Shot there, too tall. You know how you can tell they're expecting a big crowd for the football game tomorrow? Marshfield's got the temporary bleachers beyond the end zone to our left side, which means they're thinking maybe we're going to put the marching band or some of the other teams there because it's going to be a big, big crowd. The football game tomorrow will be part of our Zaleski Sports package. I will be over in Hortonville, so a long drive over to the Fox Valley for Mr. Conley. DC Everest will play Hortonville on the road. Evergreens are 3-3. But again, Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids going to be the biggest game of the night. And that will be streaming in part of our Zaleski Sports package. You know what? Don't be cheap. Spend the $5 and become a VIP. You get all the extra content and you get the Red Zone channel. Yeah, we've got a Red Zone channel. You bet we do. Sometimes I even remember when doing a football game to welcome everyone in when the ball's inside the 20-yard line, as we flip back and forth from one game to the next and pick up the ones that have the best scoring opportunities. Again, soccer tonight, scoreless, but SPASH has controlled. SPASH plays this a little further back. This is Andrew Falk-Cabbage. There are two Falk-Cabbages on the SPASH roster. Andrew is the junior who got the touch just a moment ago. And Tyler is the freshman who had a touch earlier outside the scoring area. All right, let's see if the Tigers can create here. Afton Hamill played it back. Tigers still possess. Landon Lee. Lee tries a long ball ahead for Patel on his foot. Got a defender there and parks it over the touchline. So it's the first promising counterattacking look for the Tigers so far tonight, and they're going to throw in deep in their scoring end. See if they can create something. Fighting for that ball. Shot deflected, not quite clean from Landon Lee. Got a whistle that stops play. Foul is on the Tigers. Yeah, they're going to say that Lee used his body to try and create some separation there. That's the whistle. And it'll be kicked away by the keeper, Efren James Patino, who has not been busy at all so far tonight. SPASH keeper. Put some air under it on the goal kick. SPASH takes this away. Tigers have three back. Crossing ball towards the center, headed out of danger. Mason Horn headed that away for the Tigers. A lot of bumping there. Play on through that. Lucas Barth, the captain, I thought may have lowered his shoulder there. No whistle. Tigers take this back. Here's a promising run from the wing. Patel is in the center if they can connect with him. And a little too much dribbling there. SPASH takes it back. You know, just one of the things that you keep in the back of your mind is you want the ball on the foot of your best player, and there was Patel streaking down the center in a one-on-one spot. You want to try and get him the ball and see if he can create, even if he doesn't have a lot of separation. Tigers instead kept the ball on the wing, and nothing came of the chance. 12 minutes in, scoreless. To the wing, and there's some room here. Let's see what Landon Lee can do with this. Lee stops while some of his teammates will fill in. It's played back. Domini. Promising chance here. Shot. Oh, just wide. Marshfield's best chance, and wide on the near post. That's the first really good look at the net of the entire night for the Tigers. And you know what? A lot of goal mouth was open there. So the Tigers' first chance, promising, but nothing. And you know what? Possession has evened out over the last couple of minutes or so. SPASH looks to push this forward into traffic, bumped off the ball. Player kind of flopped there, and that's not going to get a whistle. I think that's the right no call in that spot. SPASH still possesses. Trying to see who that Tiger player was up on the far side because he's the one who originated the shot. And I think that's Matthew Uphoff. Yeah, that's Uphoff on the wing. Tigers back here. Ball for Uphoff again. And again, kind of skidding on this turf. Can he center it there in traffic? Shot. Yeah, tough angle there. And the Tigers will have to try and keep this chance alive on the near side. Hustling play, and then the pass to Dominy wasn't all that good. SPASH takes it back. Well, you know what? The Tigers have been able to create a few more opportunities for themselves in the last couple of minutes, so that's a promising sign. Soccer Tonight is brought to you by Stone Innovations. Get your next countertop, kitchen island, or stone wall from Stone Innovations, specializing in the fabrication, design, and installation of a great variety of stone products, residential or commercial, public structures too. Look to Stone Innovations. They're online at stoneinnovations.net. That's one word, stoneinnovations.net. SPASH has possessed more, but Marshfield in the last couple of minutes has created a couple of scoring opportunities. We stayed 0-0. I think with so much time left, it would be a little bit demoralizing for SPASH to find themselves trailing. That ball's chipped. Again, it plays fast on the synthetic and goes all the way through to goalkeeper Kai Renz. Yeah, that can be one of the frustrating aspects of soccer, that you can possess and create opportunities, and then the other team counterattacks, and you can find yourself trailing. And sometimes you just have to work so hard, have to be so persistent to generate the scoring opportunities. When you have to do that from behind, it's important not to get frustrated. This just has the feeling of a tight match. That SPASH player was played a little bit too soft. Tried to slide that ahead for Deacon Yang over the touchline and out. Substitutes coming on. Let's step out for a break. 0-0. This is high school soccer on Zaleski Sports.
When buying or selling land, the biggest decision you make is choosing your representation. Whitetail Properties is the top real estate company for selling hunting land, recreational properties, and farms. Our nationwide network of sportsmen, farmers, and investors offers a great opportunity for you to capitalize on the true market value of your property. In central Wisconsin, Brian Roosh is your local land specialist and is ready to help you get started on all of your property needs.
A push there on the SPASH player draws the foul, and the Tigers move this forward. Afton Hamill. You know what's kind of positive for the Tigers, too? They've got a nice mix of seniors and underclassmen. But a lot of the underclassmen see a lot of playing time, and Marshfield could very easily come back as a better soccer club next year. Got a lot of guys that are getting experience here. Kai Renz, their keeper, is only a sophomore, and their other keeper, Zach Meyer, who looked pretty good when we saw him in the first half on Monday, he's a junior. So they're all coming back. Patel, again, just to my eyes, is their best player. He's a senior, so he won't be around next season. Boy, if you're a senior in fall sports, I think that's going to be on the SPASH player. Yes, it is. Got too much man, not enough ball, so the foul is on Ben Amernick of Stevens Point. Almost turned over. Tigers will play it back to their keeper. And while we are here in Marshfield, and this is a Marshfield crew that's doing this game for Zaleski Sports, we know that there are a lot of SPASH viewers who also use our Zaleski Sports services. So if you're following the Panthers and are checking out Soccer Tonight, welcome. Glad you're a part of our Zaleski Sports coverage. My name's Chris Conley. who normally does the DC Everest games, but glad to be picking up the soccer coverage tonight. Long ball ahead, kind of a race to the ball, chipped and bouncing towards the goal and easily gathered in by Kai Renz. And the Marshfield defender was about even with that SPASH player. That long throw out is taken right back by Stevens Point. Marshfield's got to be careful not to make a lot of mistakes here. From the edge of the box, wheeling on that and high over the crossbar. Was that Deacon Yang? Yes, I believe it was. Yeah, that was Yang. Yang just put up his hand high like that was me. More subs are coming on, and we'll take another commercial break. SPASH, Marshfield High School Soccer on Zaleski Sports.
Really got to understand what a nurse is. Do they focus on you? You know, do they make sure that you're comfortable? And, you know, that's what Shai has. It's the connection that he has, you know, my best interest in mind, always.
Why wait another day? Let's take the next step together towards a better life.
Patel is tripped. And that foul, an obvious foul on SPASH. Got player, not ball. And Patel's going to take this kick. Three-man wall coming up. So here we are at the 19th minute. Going to try and loft this over or play it off to the side. Put on goal there, save. Tried to put it right on himself. Amy's Patino. Goalkeeper smothers it, and we stay at 0-0. And punt it away. Marshfield suddenly has an enthusiastic student section. And after that ball went over the touchline, the Marshfield and SPASH player engaged, and it's the SPASH player who got the worst of that. I'm going to ask a silly question here at Marshfield for homecoming, and this is homecoming week. They still play the Powder Puff football game here, don't they? Probably a tradition that should be done away with. At least from my eyes when I see the DC Everest homecoming events, which were last week. Sometimes that senior girls versus junior girls football team is a little bit too competitive. Let's see if Patel can create here. Ball's a little bit too far out in front of him. It's parked over the touchline. Tigers are going to get a throw in on that far side in their attacking third. Shot through a little bit of traffic and smothered. Yeah, I will tell you this from the Powder Puff football games over the years at DC Everest. Everest a couple of years ago had an exceptional class of female athletes. In fact, in the basketball season, that group of seniors, let's see, I think that would have been the class of 2018. They were conference champions 3 of their 4 years. So freshman, not sophomore, but junior and senior year, they were basketball champions. So just athletic, and many of the girls were 2- and 3-sport athletes. So, you know, volleyball in the fall and softball in the spring. And the Powder Puff football games were just brutal. One of the Everest boys who was kind of coaching and was helping the team out and was running down the sideline, tripped on the turf there, blew out his knee, and missed the rest of his football season. One of the things that makes a football coach go, oh, how did that happen? So I know at some schools, you know, like if the Powder Puff game could be turned into Trivial Pursuit or darts or something like that, they'd say, yeah, that's just fine. SPASH plays this back, but pushes more of their players forward. Fancy footwork here for Ben Johnson, and then Johnson tried to do a little too much. Tigers take it away. SPASH moves this forward. Diego Mata. Mata tried to head that forward. Tigers take it back, but unable to clear. Play on through that, even though one of the Tigers players was down. That was Steinbeck. Shot there, tall. 22nd minute. So middle stages, first half. Goal kick coming up here for the Tigers. Soccer coverage tonight is brought to you by Carrie Van Oort and her State Farm office. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Like a good neighbor, Carrie Van Oort, State Farm is there for you in Wisconsin Rapids. Get a free quote: auto, homeowners, renters, business, life, short-term income, long-term income protection, and banking products. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And like a good neighbor, Carrie Van Oort, State Farm is there for you in Wisconsin Rapids. Find Carrie Van Oort State Farm on Facebook to get started. And in the last couple of minutes of play, it seems like momentum has shifted back to Stevens Point. Again, Marshfield had a couple of looks down at the other end. But now in these middle stages of the first half, SPASH has possessed more and has been generating more chances too. Tigers come away with this. Mikhail Porfiri to Patel, and Patel is just kind of steered far away from the post and over the touchline. And that'll be a goal kick too. See, again, when the ball plays a little bit slower, like on natural grass, Patel catches up with that and has a chance either to possess or center. Not on the synthetic. Just like with everything in athletics, you've got to be adaptable. Tigers trying to get this ahead to Patel again. SPASH has it. SPASH can't afford a mistake back here. Porfiri had it for a moment for the Tigers. SPASH brings it back the other way. Ball's ahead. This is a race. Tigers have players back, and it's played off to the side. And SPASH has it back again. Wow, had a man in the center and didn't see him. Deacon Yang was at the edge of the big box in the center and had room if he could only have gotten the ball. Yang gets it back. Now that's a foul and a push on Stevens Point. Again, there's something to play for here. Tigers would finish in a third-place tie with the SPASH Panthers if they can pull out a win tonight. SPASH would finish above 500 in conference play and would have third place all to themselves if they are the winners this evening. They would finish behind Wisconsin Rapids in second. Here's a chance. No, Tigers defenseman won the race to the ball. Plays it off to the side. And of course, this weekend, the seedings will come out for the soccer playoffs. So a win gives you an easier match in the first round. For instance, if the Tigers come up losers tonight, now they're Division II, SPASH is Division I, so it's a different group of teams that they'd be seeded against. But the Tigers are going to get a really tough opponent and will give themselves an easier match. Here's Patel. Let's see if something happens here. Patel stops, tries to center that back, and the SPASH defenseman got there when Patel tried to stop and wheel it back onto his left foot. And now over the touchline. Yeah, the Tigers will face a very tough opponent without a win tonight and will face a more manageable matchup in the first round of the playoffs if they can pull out a victory on this Thursday night of high school soccer. Tigers have one more non-conference game, and that's going to be Saturday. It's an 11 a.m. match, and it's against Holman. And then that will wrap up regular season play. Here's Patel, comes up and gets the ball. Patel tried to slide that forward. You know what? There's a lot of room on the far side for Porfiri. They could have gotten the ball to him. Porfiri was going to have a one-on-one and no defenseman back for SPASH. Was not to be. Keeper picks this one up. Rolls it out forward. Yeah, there's no wind tonight, and it's a little bit warmer than the Monday match. So overall, at least for right now, it's only 7:30. It's going to get colder as we get into the later parts of the evening. But for right now, comfortable night for soccer. SPASH tries to move this forward, but Marshfield has 4, now has 5 back. It's played over to Deacon Yang on the wing. And now back to Ben Amernick. In traffic ahead. Beaversdorf. Back, SPASH is possessing. Johnson lost that in traffic, goes back. Again, SPASH has pushed all their players up. Now the Tigers, look, had it for a moment and tried to get that ahead. Steinbach tried to get that ahead to Patel. It's the right idea for a counterattacking chance. Just didn't connect with that pass. '28th minute. SPASH on the wing. Tigers come up, clear the ball out. SPASH has dominated possession, but has not generated a lot of good scoring chances. A little bit of room here along the touchline. Steinbach tried to get that centered a little bit behind Patel, so couldn't make the connection. Again, you're trying to get the ball over to your best player. Got that. Going to be a race here. Keeper off his line and comes up and gathers that in. Kai Renz played that correctly. Renz could not afford to stay back and take a guess that maybe his defenseman would win the race to the ball against that SPASH player. So Renz came up, gathered that in. Again, I've always thought that that's one of the toughest things. The goalkeepers got to decide whether to come off the line and play that ball or stay back, almost on instinct. And a lot of times you just have to be an older player. You keep playing in college or play some club soccer beyond that, then those instincts get honed. Not so much in the high school game, but Renz made the right decision on that last chance. This is going to be over the touchline. I think this is going to be a corner kick. Oh, no, that's funny. I saw that the other way. I thought that was going to be a corner kick for SPASH. They're saying, no, that's out off the SPASH player. And it'll be a goal kick for the Tigers. They'll call a foul there. There you go. Okay. Got that. Thank you. We appreciate the assist. We've got many different eyes up here that are ready to help us get it right. So there it was. Foul called as the players engaged. And that foul's on the Tigers. Under 10 minutes to play in a scoreless first half. High ball, edge of the box, headed. Shot, too tall. Not really well struck either. And you want to be able, when you have a little bit of separation, gather that ball in, big swing, big contact. Subs on for the Tigers. We'll step out. We're getting to the later stages of the first half. No score between Marshfield and SPASH on Zaleski Sports.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
I know that there is so much soccer left to play tonight, even though we could very likely have a scoreless first half. What would happen if we end in a tie tonight? Got a lot of pushing and shoving here about 20 yards out, and this foul is going to be on the Tigers. So let's see if SPASH is going to have an opportunity to break this tie. See who takes the kick. Will it be Ben Amernick, who's a little bit higher? Or will it be Andrew Falkavage? I think it's Falkavage who's going to take this. Four-man wall. Chips it up high, off the football goalpost and out of play. Should we end in a tie tonight, it is SPASH that would finish in third place in the Valley Conference table. Again, first and second place are already spoken for. That's DC Everest in first and Wisconsin Rapids in second. And those teams have simply accomplished more than the other Wisconsin Valley Conference teams. DC Everest is on an 11-match winning streak. They lost their opener to Eau Claire Memorial and have not been defeated since. Wisconsin Rapids tied against De Pere in their opener. That was a 1-1 tie. Wisconsin Rapids rattled off 9 consecutive wins before they fell to the first-place Evergreens in a match last week, 2-1. So, those are the teams that are going to be the high seeds, both Division I teams. And then we'll determine tonight if we have a third-place tie between the Tigers and Panthers, or if the SPASH Panthers will have third place all to themselves. It's kind of misplayed by the Marshfield defense in traffic. SPASH unable to get any separation. Deacon Yang was just kind of swarmed and surrounded. SPASH will throw in far touchline, deep in their scoring end. Into the big box, out of danger, but not cleared. That deflected off one of the Tiger players. Got to keep this in. Corner kick for Stevens Point. 6 minutes to go until intermission. This will be a second corner coming up for SPASH. Shot in traffic, lot of traffic there, and the rebound comes off high. Stevens Point players look a little bit frustrated. The ball pinballed around, got a rebound chance, and put it over the crossbar. And we stay scoreless. 5 minutes to go until halftime. Zaleski Sports High School Soccer is brought to you by Heartland Farms, a fifth-generation potato and vegetable farm, producing many varieties of chipping potatoes. They're farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. The cream of the crop in the potato farming business at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. To the center, but the Tigers are there defensively. Jarek Manchesky, again, long ball ahead, trying to get that to Patel. SPASH has got to make sure they don't make any defensive mistakes on the counterattack. And the Tigers will get this into the center. Got a man on the wing, too, fights through one of the defenders. And now, a better pass would have made that and tangled up with the goalkeeper. A save for Efren James Pitino. Again, it seems like very infrequently the ball moves all the way down the pitch for the Tigers, and there they were with a good, promising chance. The player on the wing was Mason Horn, sophomore. Ball ahead here, too long, and that's gathered in by Kai Renz, the Tigers' keeper. You know, in the late stages of the half, neither team wants to give up anything cheap. This is turned over. Tigers have 4 players back. SPASH got a couple of players trailing. Over the touchline, Stevens Point will throw in. And they're able to move more of their players up. Thrown into traffic, headed out. Will Dominy kept it out of danger from Marshfield. This first half is played without any stoppages. We play 2 40-minute halves in high school soccer, and we're going to get to halftime right at 7:40. No goals, no injury stoppages. We've played this as pure running time in the first half. That pass was behind Patel, who the Tigers have been trying to set up for much of this match. That's Ben Johnson. Ball kind of squirts ahead, and it's too long for Evan Hackbarth. SPASH possesses but plays it back. 2.5 minutes until intermission. in a match that whatever happens here is going to be decided in the second half of play. Kind of intriguing because SPASH has not been able to break through, and the Tigers have been able to generate just enough counterattacking looks that you think something good could happen for the Tigers also. SPASH again tried to slide that forward. Players collide. That's 50-50. That's a good no call. Both players going for the ball, even though they collided. Both had their feet within reach of that ball, so you play on through it. And this has been a competitive enough first half that you're hoping that goals are not determined on whistles. You'd like to see the goals scored where the teams are playing a tight match and you're going 0-0 just through regular play. SPASH sends this out. Less than 90 seconds to play in the first half. Kept in on the far side. .39th minute of our 40-minute first half, so we're getting very late. Still enough time to move the ball up the pitch if you can possess. Tigers here. Patel is in the center and too long. Tigers are still going to be able to keep this in play, I think. Nope. Over the touchline. SPASH will throw in. I think you'll take your time here and play this carefully. So we are going to go to halftime, and we will still be waiting for our first goal of the match.
3, 2, 1.
SPASH 0, Tigers 0 at the half. Why don't we step out for one more commercial break, and then we'll pick it up when the second half begins. High school soccer, Stevens Point against Marshfield on Zaleski Sports.
Time now for the Jerry Sin Show, recorded at Edgar Family Restaurant in Edgar, and sponsored by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple. Visit securityhealth.org today.
Welcome to the Jerry Sin Show. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski, here at Edgar Family Restaurant on Edgar's lovely north side. Here visiting with Coach Sins again today. Coach, let's first start. You missed your second ever game from the sidelines. Of course, you had a good reason. We'll talk about that later on during our talk here today. But what you missed was 42-0 over at Marshfield. We'll go to the end of the game first. Sometimes in those games that are one-sided, there's an advantage to that. One, hopefully injury-free. You want to stay healthy in those types of games. But players that will be featured in 2023, in 2024 get to have some playing time. So how do you and the coaches take advantage of situations like that and let the future kids come in and get some work on a Friday night?
Oh yeah, you're completely correct there, and we've tried to do that pretty much all the time for years and years. If you're fortunate enough to get ahead, then you can keep your starters healthy. That's why we very seldom have any starters with gaudy statistics, because they don't get many opportunities to build those kinds of stats. And of course, the young guys get playing time. They stay interested, they stay motivated and involved, and of course, yeah, then the next year they have some varsity experience from those situations. Yeah, we were ahead 35, to nothing, I believe, at halftime. So I wasn't there to witness it for sure, but I'm reasonably sure that, yeah, most of our JVs got to play probably pretty much the second half.
Yeah, and a big advantage for that, because there's a huge step up from practice during the week to the lights are on, the people are in the stands and all that. There's some pressure in that, especially for a freshman or a sophomore. So to feel that pressure early on in their career helps them definitely later on. You hopped on an airplane on Wednesday. Game was on Friday. So coming into Wednesday, what was your message to the team? How did you handle communicating with them and still helping them to get ready for that game on Friday night?
Yeah, I had let them know on Sunday when we had the film session following the Pacelli game, where we were looking at Pacelli and then watching Marshfield, that I would not be there the following Friday, and why I would not be there. And of course, many of our kids are at least aware of my grandson, because he's kind of one of the top-rated players in the state of California. So they've seen him on film and so on, and I told them, well, I've never seen him play a game, and I think this is the best week of the year maybe to do it. They're playing their crosstown rivals, so it'll be a big game. And so yeah, I left early on Wednesday morning. I had completed practice plans for Wednesday and Thursday, and left them with one of the assistant coaches to put up and so on. We already had the defensive game plan in, the offensive play script. We were just, we had talked about spread the ball around, let everybody, get involved and so on. So, and of course, it worked out pretty well that way. Fortunately, we got a JV game in with them on Monday too down there, so that was good. So the kids got to play a little more, and some of the younger guys got to play. But everything worked out well, other than the weather in California, which was a mess.
We'll tell everybody how that all went at the end of the show, because I think it's an interesting story. It's something that we don't hear around here. Here we shovel snow, but that's kind of our big complaint year-round in this area of the country anyway. All right, so no big deal this Friday. Just got the defending state champs coming in to play football. Now, you're no stranger to big games, and over the years, and games at your place or on the road, we can go through the whole history of them. But this is a pretty big game, and Colby in conference now, so it's a conference game on top of it. How do you go about talking to your guys about that? They're the state champs coming in, and how do you keep everybody level and just focus on Edgar Wildcats football?
Well, yeah, we started, of course, right away on Sunday night. We had film at 5 o'clock on Sunday night, and I got home at about 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon after changing my flight plans because of the game getting switched. But yeah, we began talking about it immediately, and of course we look at film and try to explain to them that no, it will not be a game like the last 2 weeks have been.
Right.
It'll be a game more similar to the Stratford game, which was our second game of the year, which was more of a defensive battle. And fortunately, we came out, on top of that one. But it was a good, hard-hitting game from start to finish. And of course, the kids remember, playing at Colby last year. We have quite a few guys back that actually played in varsity last year. So they're certainly aware of the fact that the game is going to be hard fought from start to finish. And the practice routine has been good this week. The focus has been good. So I think we're ready to probably play well.
Jim Hagan, coach of the Colby Hornets, has had a lot of success over there. What do you know about Jim? What's your relationship or your history with Coach Hagan?
Well, I haven't met them all that much because they've only been in the conference a couple of years now. And of course, the first year was 2020 where we had the COVID situation. Mm-hmm. We used to play Colby a little more years ago, and he was on the staff at that time too. But I went and listened to him talk at the clinic in Madison last year. He spoke a while, and then his O&D coordinator spoke and so on. So we're somewhat familiar with him. We know the style, that they play. They've gotten a little more wide open now too. They use many more formations and offenses than they used to. They just play hard-nosed defense. They always have a good kicking game. They always have a good punter and a good kicker. So they do a lot of the same kinds of things that we try to do, and so it'll be a tough battle.
You mentioned some similarities, or at least some comparisons between the game that you hosted against Stratford and now Colby. So Kohler Kilty, running back for Stratford, kind of a big bruiser, a little younger guy, but a bigger bruiser. Now you got Caden Healy, that I'm sure you've seen on film, almost 500 yards rushing. What did that game against Stratford do specifically defensive-wise to help your kids understand that here's another good running back that's coming in here this week?
Well, yeah, Healy is a different type of a runner. He's more of a slasher and a speed guy, where Kilty was more of a power guy, even though he, had some finesse too. But yeah, it's a different situation. Their blocking schemes, of course, are different too. The formations are similar. Certainly they know, because they know from last year, when we played him, that he scored a touchdown or two in a game last year. Last year he played a little bit different position than he's playing now. He was more their wing reverse guy, where now he's like their featured back. But yeah, they're certainly aware of it. Lopez is another, good runner for them. They have a littler guy. His name is Rude.
Yeah, Rude. Yeah.
It's a quick, shifty little guy that is now doing the things that Healy was doing more last year. And so once again, the kids are aware that he can break one if you don't stay awake and so on. Quarterback has a pretty good arm, throws the ball pretty well too. So yeah, they have a good, varied offensive attack, and you can't really focus too much on one thing or somebody else will beat you.
Homecoming week, on top of everything else that's going on. For me, homecoming was more about the other, the school in general and the community and the town. But still, there's a chance that some of the guys could lose some focus, to get wrapped up in the homecoming activities, make sure they've got a date for the dance and all those kind of things. And how do you keep their head straight on homecoming week?
Yeah, we started talking about that right away on Sunday, and of course we re-emphasize it every day that, have fun in the homecoming activities, but don't.
Welcome back to Marshfield, where we're getting ready to get the second half underway. Tigers versus Panthers, high school soccer. And a congratulations to the Marshfield volleyball team. If you were looking in on the other Zaleski sports package, boy, volleyball can play quickly, right? That's Marshfield over, I believe, Wisconsin Rapids tonight. So congratulations to the girls who have already posted their win. And if you were checking out the volleyball and are now switching over to soccer, welcome. My name's Chris Conley. We played a scoreless first half between SPASH and Marshfield, and the Tigers possess to start this second half. SPASH generated more scoring opportunities and dominated possession. Tigers had a couple of promising counterattacking chances, mostly centering around Mahir Patel. And here we are, 0-0. And again, if you are just joining us for the second half, let me tell you what's at stake here. The Tigers are 2-3 in Valley Conference games. SPASH is 3-2. So if the Tigers win, these teams finish in a tie. They'll both be tied for third place. SPASH would have third place all to themselves if they win tonight. And we'll introduce you to our goalkeepers, too, in just a moment. See if the Tigers can generate something here towards the near side. Post pass is too long and goes out of play. In the tennis ball yellow, that's Efren James Patino, who is in net for SPASH, and down at the other end for the Tigers, Kai Renz. When the Tigers played their last match on Monday, yeah, I was here for that too. Renz played the second half, allowed 1 goal. He's getting the start tonight over Zach Myers. Myers is wearing a coat over on the Tigers bench. He's the junior, so the Tigers start a sophomore tonight. Both of these teams will finish their regular season below 500. In fact, you know what? This is weird about the Wisconsin Valley Conference and the soccer standings. Now, you only play the teams in your conference once these days. It used to be you'd play everyone twice. You play them once at your place and then once at theirs. So there are fewer conference games and more regional or sectional games. And the Wisconsin Valley Conference teams, there are 7 teams in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. 5 of them will finish below 500 overall. These 2 teams will have losing records overall. I'm not talking about conference games, just overall for the season. So will Wausau West. So will Merrill. And who else am I missing there? Wausau East. They'll all be below 500. So the Valley Conference teams, with the exception of Everest and Rapids, are likely going to have tough draws and will not be seeded highly when the soccer brackets come out this weekend. Again, in Wisconsin Valley Conference play, DC Everest 11-game winning streak that's still active right now. They're finishing first place, and Wisconsin Rapids in second. And these teams right now are sorting themselves out as to who will finish in third place. My name's Chris Conley. Glad you're with us for our Zaleski sports coverage. It's brought to you by Whitetail Properties. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, call Brian Roush at Whitetail Properties, 715-213-4468. 715-213-4468 for Whitetail Properties. Goal kick here as the Tigers will look to send this away. We're 3 minutes into the second half. If you're not familiar with high school soccer, 80 minutes of play will bring us to full time. It's a nice ball ahead, but the Tigers have two players who collapsed right around Ben Omernick. Still have the chance alive. Out. SPASH still possesses further back. That's off the Tiger player over the touchline. Gabe Field will throw in for Stevens Point. SPASH plays this small. Can they get some separation? Diego Mata. Mata tried to run. Marshfield player got tangled up and looks like, hopping around there. That's Lucas Barth. And, boy, this is our first stoppage of the entire match. Going to check that Barth is okay. He's going to come off. Tigers will substitute, and let's take a break. 0-0, high school soccer on Zaleski Sports.
R&R Flooring in Spencer is your place for the best in innovation and lowest pricing for your flooring project. New or remodel, tile, carpet, hardwood, ceramic, cork, you name it, R&R Flooring is ready for you today. R&R Flooring supports area programs like the broadcast you're watching and also supports area suppliers so you get great quality and pricing that fits your budget. Go to R&R Flooring today to see their showroom of flooring, furniture, mattresses, and custom-built showers. R&R Flooring in Spencer.
Not well struck there and rolled towards the net. An easy chance for Kai Renz, who gathers that in. We had no injury stoppages and no goals in the first half. So tonight's match is moving right along. Those of us who wake up early in the morning, who could that be, will be tucked in bed at the right hour tonight. Again, you're looking at the beautiful athletic facility here at Marshfield High School. I had thought when they first built this place that the soccer program was going to stay at the old Beal Stadium. It is not. Obviously, they play here at the new facility, and you've got such a nice facility, how could you not use it? Can the Tigers create something from the wing? But I have very fond memories of doing radio play-by-play over at Beal Stadium. Again, I'm normally the voice of DC Everest Athletics and called the games on the radio for 11 years before moving over to the Zaleski Sports video product. My very first high school game in central Wisconsin was a Marshfield Everest football game 12 years ago at Beal Stadium. And it was a great game. I mean, you always remember your first, right? Marshfield won that day, but the game ended. The Evergreens had the ball and got down to the 10-yard line. So they're 10 yards away from a winning touchdown. And they threw into the end zone 1, 2, 3, 4 times and incomplete all 4 times. And that's where the game came to an end. So the Tigers held on for a great football game. And that was my introduction to calling high school sports in central Wisconsin. And the nice thing about Beal Stadium doing a football game there is it's kind of an intimate environment. The bleachers are not very tall, but stretch all the way out from goal line to goal line. And when you do the game from the press box, the last row of bleachers are right in front of you. And you know what? And now, again, I'm doing the game for the DC Everest radio broadcast. And if the Marshfield fans hear something they don't like or disagree with, they'll turn around and tell you about it. So during commercial breaks and at halftime, we had some give and take with the fans who were sitting right in front of us at the the old Beal Stadium bleachers. Of course, this stadium here, this is just a different animal. I mean, this is the premier sports facility in central Wisconsin. I joked the last time we were here that one of the ways you make this happen is you have to have sponsorship for everything. So, you go outside the bleachers, there are plaques of all the businesses that have donated. You see here on the field, there are some markings for some of the local businesses that have helped to pay for things. I did a basketball game once, different school district. And to have the story make sense, could be a foul there? All right, story time's on hold because SPASH is going to have this fairly close on this kick. Cole Anderson looks like he's lining up to take this. See how they play this. Got a player off to the wing, too, and they are going to slide it off to the side. Marshfield sniffs that out and gets it out of danger. So this was a smaller school, and I'm doing a high school basketball game. And the basketball teams, sometimes they have the very nice folding chairs, the folding chairs that have the cushions on the back and the cushions on that you would actually sit on. Well, each one of those chairs was sponsored by a local business. So, if you saw the basketball team, say they got 15 chairs, one's the convenience store and one's the gas station, and some alumni sponsor the individual chairs. Well, in this school district, the superintendent wound up leaving the school district under not so pleasant circumstances. She was, what's the delicate way to put this, was doing something inappropriate with someone else on the faculty. So the superintendent left. And it turns out that she sponsored one of the chairs. So they gave the chair to me doing the radio broadcast because I'm facing in the other direction, and you could not see the superintendent's chair, which was forever assigned to the visiting radio person. And again, that doesn't involve either of these schools. That's from elsewhere. But they had everything sponsored too. Even by people who left under less than friendly terms. SPASH centering this, headed, not strongly headed, and an easy save for Kai Renz. And homecoming week for the Marshfield Tigers, their football game. It's going to be a huge crowd tomorrow. If you're coming out for the Tigers Wisconsin Rapids football game, get here early. And all the alumni will be coming back for homecoming. And it's a first and second place football match. Let's see if Patel can capitalize on this mistake. Race to the ball. Players collide. Got a whistle. We're going to stop time here. And let's see. That may be ruled a dangerous play. And it looks like it's the SPASH player, Tyler Falcavage, who got the worst of that. Falcavage is not up yet. The players came together. Patel was ready to help his opponent back up, and now they're going to have him stay down. See if some help from the athletic trainer is needed. Yes, the trainer is being waved on in this spot. While we have an injury stoppage, we'll take a break too. Scoreless at the 50th minute between SPASH and Marshfield on Zaleski Sports.
What Heartland Farms is a large potato and vegetable operation. Who Heartland Farms is a group of hardworking, dedicated people who have a common vision.
Heartland Farms is an accumulation of individuals who came from family farm backgrounds, grew up on family farms, and now have come together as one larger team to own and manage a much larger farm enterprise.
In addition to the injury stoppage, we've got a foul to sort out. And a yellow card as well. It's on Patel. You know what? I get you got two players coming together at full speed. Boy, that's a judgment call on which way you call that. And it goes against Marshfield, and a yellow card for a dangerous play. Panthers tried to slide that ahead. Got a whistle. Got a foul called here. The referee is talking to one of the Marshfield players. That's Perferi, who's drawing the attention of the official, but this foul is going to be on the Tigers. So 2 unfriendly whistles for Marshfield. SPASH going to be able to loft this towards the big box. 51st minute. Play is slowed down a little bit because of the injury stoppage and because of the fouls that have come with it on the last 2 sequences. Chipped with some air, headed towards the big box. Smothered, big save there by Kai Renz. Renz is up to the task and keeps us at 0-0. A lot of traffic in front of his goal mouth there. Just looking to see over the next minute or so, does play settle down after the 2 hard fouls? Yeah, those players engaged there in the corner. This one's going to be a Marshfield throw-in. Marshfield is going to sub. Yeah, that was Matthew Upoff, scored the winning goal. I beg your pardon, that's not 12, that's 17. That's Jarek Manchesky who's coming off. And again, you saw that they were playing that in the corner. The 2 players were engaged with each other. Both had their arms out as they were playing for that ball. Boy, that came right off the noggin, I believe, of Keegan Friedrich. In front, headed out. SPASH shot towards the near post. That's deflected, didn't get all the way through. Tigers got to get this out of danger. And they do. All the way out to the middle of the pitch, and a Tiger throw-in from Matthew Upoff. SPASH takes it back. High school soccer coverage tonight is brought to you by Spectrum Benefit Solutions. They have offices throughout central Wisconsin. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider. Health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients. Got a whistle here. Offside. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook. SPASH player was going to restart. Referee still has his hand up that we're not ready here. He'll point when, and now we're ready to go. Headed, edge of the box again. Tigers have it out of trouble. Marshfield has come up with just enough defensive plays, too, when they've needed to. Keep this scoreless. Centering, a little bit more room. That's all ball, so we'll play through that, even though the SPASH player landed on the seat of his pants. Tigers slide this forward. Perferi from the wing, waiting for a teammate to catch up. Fancy, still got a player to beat. Edge of the box, leaves it on the wing for Friedrich, and SPASH breaks it up. Deacon Yang came up. Tigers still possess, and that's a push in the back. Boy, should have been a foul there. Tigers still possess, so there's no whistle. Play on through that, I think. Landon Lee. Friedrich from the wing. Can he center from there? Over the touchline. Out of play. Goal kick. By far the best sequence that Marshfield has had in the second half. Nothing to show for it. .25 minutes of soccer left to try and break this tie. A run for Stevens Point. Tigers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back. Played off to the wing, and the Tigers win the ball. Peyton Schreiner. SPASH still holds it in at the edge of the attacking third. Tigers take it away. Handball there? No. Play on. And our referee is so much closer than we are. He's got that right. Again, Marshfield Tigers volleyball, already winners today. If you missed any of that, just go to the YouTube channel for Zaleski Sports. Room on the wing for Porphyry, tries to center. That's deflected off one of the SPASH players. And a save on the rebound chance, Landon Lee. Lee blocked by the keeper, James Patino. Corner kick for the Tigers. Boy, the Tigers are making the most out of limited opportunities. SPASH dominates play, dominates possession. Looks like they're the ones pressuring the net, and then the Tigers generate just enough of these sequences, these counter-attacking chances, that give you the chance that they could be the ones to break the 0-0 tie. Into traffic, headed towards the goal by Porphyry, gathered in by Patino. As we get later and later into the match, more and more pressure on both of the keepers. Sure don't want to blink when it's 0-0 and starts getting late. This will be a throw-in for the Tigers in the 56th minute. Quick restart. Tigers for the edge, trying to chip this forward and out. Let's see, is Patel not on the pitch right now? He is not. And they've kind of held him back since the big collision that led to the yellow card. Again, just thinking that you've got to have your best player on the field to try and give yourself the best chance of winning. I would imagine he'll come back in soon enough. Deacon Yang in traffic. Moves that ahead. This is Amernick. Plays off to the side. Tigers have their defense set up. And Stevens Point's got to get through a lot of traffic. SPASH on the wing. Shot there right onto the goalie's hands and saved. Keeper Kai Ress. Long range, pretty well struck right at Ress. Play through the push. Went over the touchline, so the Tigers possess anyway. Throw it in. Tripped up there. Foul on Stevens Point. Ben Amernick got tangled up. Yeah, you know what? Play has become more intense. This match has gotten certainly more physical in the last couple of minutes of play. Since the Patel yellow card. Again, I mean, that was a full-speed collision. And since then, you know, more players have been arriving for the ball hands out or trying to finesse an opponent off using their body instead of playing the ball. We've seen more of that. Our officiating crew seems aware. After, you know, a clean and quiet first half. Just the way the match is being played seems to have changed a little bit as we go to the middle stages of the second half. SPASH will throw in here. Again, that Tiger player, yeah, that's the right call. Push there. Afton Hamill. That's what we're talking about. Hamill arrived to play that ball, had both of his arms out. His arms in the back of that SPASH player. Nothing doing over there. The closest is a Tiger, Peyton Schreiner. So here we are. We're about to enter the fourth quarter of play as we're at the 60-minute mark, and neither team's been able to score a goal so far. I mean, sometimes in the later stages, the goals come free and easy. This has the feeling of a 1-0 match. I just don't know who's going to have the one. This is a head, a long run. Goalkeeper slow to come off his line, but lets the ball roll to him. Efren James Patino. SPASH plays this towards the center. Got a player on the wing offside. Flag went up right away. Looked like that was going to be a promising run there for Eli Chang. But nope, trailing the play. Flag went up instantly. I mean, the way this match has worked out, SPASH, methodical, has had the ball down in the Marshfield end much more often. But the Tigers, quick counter-attacking chances. Some of them have looked promising. And neither team able to break through yet. 61st minute. Again, of the two teams here, SPASH would be happier if we end in a draw. They would still have third place all to themselves. Played back to Yang. Gets it forward. Eli Anderson. Back to Yang. Moves forward. Shot. Well struck. Too tall. We're sponsored tonight by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a farmer-owned cooperative offering a wide array of custom financing and financial services. Loans, leases, crop insurance, tax, and records, they have you covered. Contact Ag Country in Stevens Point to get started. Got a lot of students out here for tonight's match, too. Again, the student section for the homecoming football game tomorrow. It's going to be huge. And again, we hope all the students have a good time at the homecoming dance. What, that would be Saturday night? Yes, yes. Soccer Saturday morning as Marshfield plays Holman. A week from now? Thank you. Got it. That's good, because the soccer players who have dates don't want to hear about a soccer match in the morning that might affect activities at night, right? Want to have all the dinner plans, and then a little time to get ready. I guess of all the high school social events, the high schools that still have the winter ball, I mean, you know how weather can impact our sports schedules in the winter. I remember we were down at Wisconsin Rapids doing high school hockey, and it was a rescheduled game, and it was rescheduled for an early afternoon start because it was the night of Wisconsin Rapids winter ball. And hockey went into overtime. And as we were getting later and later into overtime, the players' dates are showing up at the rink. So, I mean, here come the girls. They're all dressed. They're in their dresses. They're all ready to go to the dance. And the boys are still playing hockey. But that's winter, where it always seems like we have a few weather cancellations and then a few weather makeups. See if there's a little room on the wing here. Yeah, on the turf, that kind of slides forward. Patel is back on. He was chasing that ball as it came back towards the keeper. So, yeah, you didn't think that Patel would be off the pitch for long. Back on for the Tigers. About 15 minutes of play to settle this tie. SPASH players a little slow getting up. No whistle, both going for the ball. Chip to the side. Can the Tigers create on this? This is Uphoff. Stops. Tries to center for Patel. You know what? Uphoff, I get it's a sophomore trying to set up the senior, but I thought that Uphoff had a little bit more room and could have swung the big leg back and struck that ball solidly. I know you've got your best player back on the pitch, and he's there in the center. So, I mean, the play, if you're drawing it up on the whiteboard, would be try to center the ball. But sometimes he's in traffic, and Patel was there, and Upoff had more room. Spash slides this ahead. Promising chance here. Shot smothered, scores. Spash breaks the tie. Omar Mata has scored at the 65th minute, 1-0. Mata unassisted, 1-0. Tell me, is that not the first time that we have called Omar Mata's name all night? Sometimes high school athletics is funny that way. Tigers need to keep playing, keep doing what they're doing, because the Tigers have generated scoring opportunities of their own. So even though we do have a goal on the board now, the story of this match is not written yet. Yeah, that's a foul. That's the right call. Tiger player there arrived with his hands out and was pushing the Spash player back. Julian Clopton whistled. And yellow card there. You know what? Clopton walked away. Maybe he said something. Who knows? He didn't seem to be engaged with the referee or with any of the Spash players. In fact, you know what? It's not on him. It's on one of his teammates. The foul was on Clopton. The card's on somebody else. Lucas Barth is the player that came off. So a little bit frustrating here, too. Tigers go down 1-0. 13 minutes of play remaining. Out into the bench area and thrown in. Whistle here. And boy, as we've moved to the later stages of the second half, the whistles have become much more frequent. Low, hard, into traffic. Wow, Patel was close, got a whistle here. Foul is on the Tigers. The referees have an extended conversation with Patel, but the card does not come out. Tigers from midfield trying to center to Friedrich. In traffic, Spash takes it back. Chip forward again. There. Player goes tumbling. Foul is against the Tigers. Again, one of the things, if you're not familiar with watching soccer, watch whose foot is on the ball or closest to the ball, and that's usually what determines whether it's a foul or not. Are you going for the ball, or do you get more of the player? It's really not the upper parts of the body, although granted, I mean, you can't lower your shoulder, and when the ball is up high, you've got to be straight up and down. Can't be angling into opponents' players. But a lot of times these whistles will be determined by whether or not when you're going for the ball, when you're marking up a player, do you get ball, or do you get shin or foot, or something else from the player? You get ball, we'll usually play on through it. And foul again on the Tigers. Keegan Friedrich there ran into the opposing player. SPASH is going to be able to put this on net, already leading 1-0, and 10 minutes left in regulation. Deacon Yang will take the shot. High towards the far post, up and over the crossbar, out of play. Corner? Yep, corner kick from the far side. Going to put some air under this, I think. Line drive in traffic. Keeper got his hands on it, got it out of there. Patel is all the way down the pitch if the Tigers can get the ball to him. Couldn't. Deflected out of play by that SPASH defender, by Deacon Yang. Patel was streaking all the way ahead of the play and was about even with the last defender. Couldn't get the ball to him. In fact, I think Patel was so far down the pitch, maybe a little out of view of our camera. Chipped to the wing. Tripped there. Yeah, it's become chippy. From the wing, let's see if the Tigers can make something happen in this spot. Looking to get even. High, arcing into traffic, save, loose, while off the head, and a whole bunch of the net was open, and it's headed wide. You know what? That's another one of the differences in the high school game than higher levels of soccer. Of course, when you kick it, you can usually make the ball go where you want to. When you're trying a header like that, sometimes you can't steer the ball as much as you'd like to. I mean, that ball was played up high, a header chance with a huge amount of the goal open, and the Tigers still with a 0 on the scoreboard. Since going down 1-0, let's see, the Tigers have generated 2 promising chances, including that one. Just nothing's come of it. About halfway through our 72nd minute, so 7.5 minutes left until final whistle. Chipped out to the side there. Rolled all the way through back to the Tigers keeper, Kai Renz. Renz has played well, but on the short end of the 1-0 score. Thrown in here by Manchesky, played back. Again, Tiger player arrives and makes contact with the player first. SPASH wants a quick start. Got a one-on-one if they can center, and the ball was out a little bit too far in front of Ben Amernick. We got to have a whistle here, too. This may be a time in the match when the referee is going to call captains over, because we're having a whistle on almost every sequence as we come to the later stages tonight. Marshfield still has some time to work with. 6 minutes to see if the equalizer will come. SPASH on the wing, little bit far ahead. Tough angle as we get down further towards the touchline. Got to try and get that centered, and the Tigers get it out of danger. This is the conference finale for both teams. If the results hold, SPASH finishes in third place. Room to operate, edge of the box. Tried to play that small shot wide. Partially deflected. That was a good defensive play on the ball. Again, where we've had so many of those plays resulting in fouls. Good defensive play there for the Tigers. Braxton Kurth. Brief injury stoppage. And while we have new players coming off and on, we'll take this break. Getting late, 1-0 SPASH on Zaleski Sports.
For over 50 years, the Dental Clinic of Marshfield has served the area with the talent and expertise of big city dentistry with a hometown feel. With our multi-specialty staff and board-certified periodontist, orthodontist, and pediatric dentist, Dental Clinic of Marshfield has solutions for our patients of all ages from 1 to 100. We take pride in being in-network with an array of insurance companies to meet the needs of our community and our patients. No matter what your dental need, the Dental Clinic of Marshfield will be there for you.
Well, from long range, the Tigers were able to put it on goal. Save for Patino, who kicks it out. SPASH ball here. Again, comes fast on the turf offside. The Tigers don't have to rush. Still enough time left in the match. But it's just this late. How many more chances do you get? This is going to go over the end line. This is going to be a corner for SPASH. Near side corner kick coming up. With 3 minutes to play in tonight's match. SPASH plays this small, centering, not well struck, and well wide of the near post. Goal kick. Marshfield hoping for a time for heroes, trailing 1-0. Again, Marshfield needed a win to move into a third-place tie in the Valley Conference standings. So a tie still leaves the Tigers behind Stevens Point in the standings. Tie's better than a loss in this spot, isn't it? If you're a Tiger fan, for sure. Chipped forward, a little bit of room to operate. Eli Chang. Play through that. Deep in the corner. Tigers can't afford a mistake down here. 78th minute of our 80-minute match. Foul is on Marshfield. Not setting up the wall here. SPASH quick start into traffic. In front, rolled right through the goal mouth. Marshfield, I don't think wanted that. That's not the defensive setup that Marshfield wanted there at all. Comes out now, Patel. Plays off to the wing. Time's a ticking. 90 seconds left in regulation, and that is going to be a throw-in for the Tigers near midfield. Up off. Throws that into traffic. Headed around, SPASH possesses. Tigers get it back. Friedrich. To the center in the 79th minute. Tigers may only get one more look at the net. Chipped forward into traffic, headed. Patel is close. Goalie plays it back, and it's the SPASH defenseman who puts it over the line. This is going to be a corner kick for the Tigers, I believe. Yes, it will be. Under a minute to play. The corner comes from Upoff on the near side. High, arcing towards the goal mouth, headed out, and sent back. 30 seconds. And SPASH sends it down the pitch and out of play. Seconds tick away that the Tigers needed. And that is going to bring us to full time. This match was tied 0-0 forever. Congratulations to Stevens Point. SPASH defeats Marshfield 1-0 in the conference finale for both of these teams. I'll tell you what, we will wrap up our scoring after we take a quick break. Stay tuned for our Nasonville Dairy post-game coverage. Fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your curds at Nasonville Dairy, Marshfield, Curtis, and NasonvilleDairy.com.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Caffla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.